explain who we are, what we're doing here.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay. Ready to go? Okay. Again, welcome everybody today. This is the beginning of our get together as far as the sports broadcasting team goes. And we have some different information for you today, so you know what's going on. You can anticipate over the next 4 or 5 months what's going to be happening and how you can participate and so on. And of course, we have Bob that was with K80Y TV. He brings the technology to us. I'm Ron Merson. I happen to be just a volunteer in the community that's been working with Bob, and I kind of the interface with the students. And we have Jackie Perez and Victor Avila, who happen to be the junior college. They have experience with broadcasting and the technology. They're bringing that to us. We're calling them the team captains. Liborio Godino, who happens to be a senior in Santa Paula High School, but has been announcing for a couple of years before. And then the other folks, Jonathan is new to us. I think Jamie and Ryan and Christopher were here before. Again, my email is up there underneath my name, Ron Merson at Hotmail. If you want to send me, take that down. You can send me personal emails as a way to go around to bypass the school thing. We have to be careful about that, of course, because of the, talking to each other, but it needs to stay strictly with the business. So with that, we have some information for you today to talk about where we're going to be heading in the next 4 or 5 months with the sports broadcasting, what our plans and goals are, what we anticipate doing. So to begin with, Bob, I know that we've had a chat with Danny Guzman, the athletic director, and after he had some conversations with CIF and their decisions and so on, what do we see as an anticipated sports broadcasting schedule between now and June?
Right now, it's really, and I'm going to say it's a guess towards what we're going to be, okay? But for the most part, I think everybody who's involved in it is agreeing that there's a good chance football might not be played. So at the football stadium, we're looking at boys and girls soccer and possibly track and field if we have enough students involved in the program. In the gymnasium, okay, we're going to have the boys and girls basketball season. It's going to be a full season. So those are the four sports I think that we ought to be focusing in on, okay, for what we want to do, all right? And we'll keep track each week, okay? And Jackie, one of the things that I think I'd like to see you be doing is each week interviewing Mr. Guzman, okay? Where you're doing the interview, what's going on. That way it's getting the information out to your generation and all the students. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a weekly update type of thing.
Exactly right, except you'll be doing it as the hostess for the show.
Okay.
It'll be the Sports Center. Then when we want to try and get standings from last year or to show what we're doing for the future in practice, then maybe we'll get Victor to basically start doing the rest of the Sports Center. And then everybody else working towards getting that information and becoming part of the program. So what we're doing is we're trying to get a pathways program to Ventura College East, where basically if everything worked out, Santa Paula High School students would go to Ventura College to take the online course, whatever the teacher is there, and then basically get credit for each of the games that you do by for every 2 hours of broadcasting is the equivalent of 1 hour in the classroom, okay? So it is hoped that by next year, there's going to be some form of credit for the high school students, okay? I will say as an incentive to look forward to, Liborio, you're the senior, so we are starting a paid internship job at the college level. In other words, we're going to do something where Victor and Jackie and, as we get other students that are involved in the program, are going to be having a paid internship program. So that, Ron, is about where we stand, I think, for now.
Yeah. And I think to add on to that, you've all got it figured, but everything that we're doing and when they're going to start playing sports is going to be dependent upon what now it's the county, and what the county and the city is going to allow as far as going back into the facilities and so on. And most of those sports, we need to get into the orange. We went from purple to red. We need to go to orange. That's the contact. So we're we're at the mercy of whatever happens with the situation. So that's what's going on.
It's interesting that you're bringing that up, because there is one sport, okay, that can play in the purple division, okay, and that's track and field.
Yeah.
So that is the follow-up, of what you were talking about, certainly.
Yeah. So we might get track and field in, and we'll go into that a little bit next. What the next thing that we have is we have a video we'd like to show you that we put together. And this video is going to show you the cameras, the lenses that we have in place, the whole system, the broadcasting system, with an explanation about how it works. And we're going to show you the gym, the high school gym, basketball gym. But we are working on getting the same system into the football field, so we can watch if there was a football game next year, or maybe this year, or the track, or the soccer. They're working on getting the lenses in there, the system. So we're going to start the video here that explains the whole system and how it works.
Well, just before we go into it, I think that Laborio, you remember, we used even a cell phone at one time to be able to broadcast the game. Well, what we're trying to do now is get the technology up to where, if you get on your resume that you were involved learning how to utilize the technology that we're about to show you, it's going to be a lot different than if you get just a camera that's moving from side to side. So what has happened is that the city, in conjunction with the school district, okay, put in what is called tilt, pan, and zoom cameras in the gym, okay? So Ron and I the other day tried to create, and it's a very amateurish video, but at least it'll give everybody a chance to see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is play that now, okay? We are here at the west side of the gym, looking towards the main entrance to the gym. And I wanted to show you where the cameras are located. We put in 3 cameras, one at center court, right over the home of the Cardinals. Okay, you can see it. Then if we go over, right over the entrance, we have the other one right up at the top. And that's called the east camera. And then we have the west camera right over here. Okay? Now we'll go inside and work on the computer, and we'll show you how these cameras can be operated. Hi. This afternoon, we're going to try and show you how this setup works in the gymnasium, where we have put the 3 cameras, okay? So this is our whole control room. We've got the main computer. We have another monitor added to that, okay, which makes it bigger. We have this joystick control pad, okay, which is going to control the cameras. box that allows you to set up the preset. So let me show you how this whole thing will work. As you can see here, okay, we have the west camera, which is looking towards the entryway. We have the center camera, and we have the east camera. If we hit this camera here, I can then take the control panel. See, it doesn't work all the time, so let's get to the center camera here. Okay? And what we have is we have certain presets on this. This is a preset that gets us right to the center start of a game. Then if we want to get a little closer, we can preset it. So you can make those presets, and that's what you're going to be able to really do as you get involved with it. Looking at the center court camera, in that we now can control that by just turn this, it's zooming it. We can go up and down, around, and each of the cameras, okay, work that same way. Here's the camera at the entryway, if you can see it, up at the top. That's the east camera. And then we're going to see the west camera. I missed the west camera. That's going to be your job to learn how to do this much better than I'm doing it. So as you can see, we can be having, if we go to a center camera, okay, and go to a preset, you can now start by just going up and back in basketball. Real simple. Then if you wanted to go closer, you're coming in a little bit. If you want to have and show a foul shot, then we take this and we get down on the foul line. So that's about the way the camera system works. Now, how do we now then make this camera system become live streaming? We use software called XSplit Broadcasting. Now, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see a little better. And we're going to bring up, it's pretty close to the same picture that we had. That's because scene 1 is the east camera. Scene 2 is the center camera. Scene 3 is the west camera. And as you can see, we put in a little thing here where you can have a little overlay if you want. But that's for future expansion of the program. So the way we're doing it now, this whole thing has to start off with something before the match starts. So this is the Cardinal Sports Channel. It's on YouTube. Okay? And the way we start the broadcast with XSplit is very, very simple. You go here. You can zoom in, Ross. You have that set up for XSplit testing. And we're now going to put this in education. And we're going to put a title. I'm just going to put a 1 in there, so but we can put a whole thing, and it says start the broadcast. Well, it looks like the broadcast has started, and if we go to okay. Let's go and bring that up. On KBTV, we have the Cardinal Sports Channel. Link to it. Should take me some time. There we go. And look at this. We're live on the sports channel. Then, if we go to XFlip, go to one of the cameras, it takes some time, but we then will be, in a couple of seconds, you'll see the change. So I don't want to go much further today, other than to show everybody what this overall system possibly can do. And truthfully, it's the students like yourselves who are going to show us how this really can be used. So if you have any questions, I'm going to stop the video now and we'll get a chance to talk during our meeting. Okay.
So let's say, oh, you like that, huh? Thank you. Thanks, Jamie. You pretty cool, huh? What do you think?
I got to know like 20, 30 yards of exercise. Just
Wait a second.
Just on making a 30.
Wait, who, what?
That's okay. It's okay.
Oh, something in the background. So Victor, there you go. That's pretty cool stuff, huh?
Yeah.
You like that joystick?
I think Bob did pretty good for first time going live. You can see we purposely did that. We made mistakes because we want to know that everybody's going to make mistakes, but that's why you keep practicing. I was running the camera that was,
All wobbly.
recording it, and whoops, because I didn't know where he was going. So that's part of the fun. Is how do you
Yeah.
sometimes I got it right, sometimes I didn't, but that's part of the working together and learning how to smoothly anticipate, when you're announcing and recording and so on, or live streaming. So do you have any questions about what we just looked at? Jamie's thinking.
Does everybody understand what those cameras that are permanently mounted, that was at the start of the video, really can do? Okay.
You understand their capabilities, yeah. Pretty cool stuff, huh? You can do a lot with them. The presets and so on. A lot of variables. But I think guys that are used to doing gaming or whatever, and the joysticks, they'll get right on top of that, and everybody will learn it after a while. So
Now, here's the thing with this, okay? In order to come on campus now and get a chance to practice that, you have to go through a couple of sets of things for COVID, as Victor and Jackie did, okay? You got to get fingerprinted, you got to get a couple other things. So if anybody's interested in wanting to come in and really start playing on the computer, it's right in the gym AD office.
Yeah.
It's set up. Myself, I'd come in there. Certainly, I'm hoping that Victor and Jackie are gonna try and look at some time where they can come in and start learning. Laborio, I know that this is something from last year's. Now everybody else, Ryan and Christopher, I got to tell you, this is the future. You know what I'm saying? I will tell you that I was shocked. There's one thing that the Santa Paula Unified School District has. They have one circuit of high-speed internet that is only in every school, okay? and you have to get the IT people to approve your whatever, whether computer or cell phone, to be on that circuit. Literally, we can control those cameras in that gym control room. We'll be able to control the cameras that are being put in on the football field. Okay, stadium. Actually, you can control a camera that's put at another school, as long as it's on that chrome circuit that they've put through the. So you're looking at technology that I don't think any other high school in Ventura County, any other public high school, is even looking at. What this could look like on your resumes is, I think, it's pretty exciting. And that's what Ron and I are here for, to try and help get this whole thing started.
Lower the volume.
So if anybody's interested in gaining access to what we're calling where you saw Bob sitting a minute ago using the joystick, we're referring to that as the studio. Okay, that's the studio. We're going to be doing the technology part of it. And so if you're interested in gaining access to that, then you need to let us know, and we'll have to. Do we go through Danny Guzman to get to the?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go through Mr. Guzman, if you don't mind if I call him Danny, but he's the athletic director, assistant principal right now. We go through him, and he sets, he tells I believe it's the HR, and then they work it out and tell you what you got to do, and they'll tell us the parameters. And I believe it's like fingerprint and background and stuff like that, because students can't go on campus right now. I had to do it, Bob had to do it, so that's what goes on. So if anybody's interested, let us know about that. Any other questions so far? We have one more topic. So Bob, we had the idea about if the students.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you
Oh,
have
okay.
a question?
Sorry. No, I was just
Okay.
making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Test.
I
Bob, I think we were talking about the idea if, we have a YouTube channel that we're live streaming on, and you had an idea about for the students,
Yes.
the team members.
How many of you have started your own YouTube channel?
Victor.
Okay. How hard was it to start your own YouTube channel, Victor?
Unmute.
It was not that hard actually.
All you need is a Gmail account. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me show you, okay, what this whole thing is, and I'm going to go and do a sharing again. Okay, what you're seeing is, this is mine. I could have done this with the with the Cardinal channel, but this is the control room on YouTube for your channel, okay? If you go up here where it says create, okay, and you click that, it says you can either upload videos or go live or create a post. Well, let's go live. We go here and we say, okay, we want to create a stream. Okay, give it a name. Gives you all the chances, okay? We're going to go to webcam where it gives you a chance to pick that, but it's going to say you're already using the camera for our Zoom thing, okay? But I think you see what you can do. This is all a broadcast studio that allows you, when you finished answering and setting everything up, to basically hit click, and all of a sudden you are live on YouTube. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to meet the second and fourth Wednesday of every month, okay?
Second and fourth
Right.
Wednesday.
So that's going to be the 11th will be the next time. That's 2 weeks from today. If everybody could just have a sample of what you've done on YouTube, okay? I think it'll be a good start towards starting to understand what the technology is that enables you to live stream. The only difference that we're going to do when we do and utilize XSplit broadcasting is we're going to a much more highly controllable type of thing where we have different scenes, we have different pictures we could put up, banners. In other words, we can do a professional job. And that's what I'm hoping that we're going to get to. Okay? So is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I just wanted to come already.
Yeah, I know.
No, yeah. It's,
You and me, Victor.
You know, I have a question. I mean, I have a suggestion too. Why? I mean, we could practice. We could have people, give a little clip of a game, whatever they want, and then uh, actually live stream of them calling that play or something, and then upload it to YouTube so we can watch it. Just a little, suggestion. I mean, the technology of it's going to be, great for everybody to learn and stuff, which is going to be our priority as team leader. I think it's going to be our priority to get that, rolling and get it smooth to a point where, we're teaching and adding new stuff to it. Because I definitely I had when I took my audio production class in at Oxnard college, it was really hands-on and it was really fun, and I learned so much stuff. I learned how to edit and how to cut and how to paste audio, which is one of our going to be one of our, what's it called, our things leading to broadcasts, which is more which is the some keys to having a good product after all.
Mhm.
so Victor, thanks for volunteering. In 2 weeks, why don't you do what you just said? And you come to the meeting and give us your presentation on how it worked for you. And if anybody else wants to try it on their own, set up your YouTube channel and try what Victor just said. If you understood it, then go ahead and do it. Maybe make them 2 or 3, 4, a couple minutes, in case more people want to do
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But at least, or 5, and we could do a sample. If there's multiples, we give everybody a couple of minutes to show their live stream video.
That live
What do you
stream.
think? What do you think, Victor?
Yeah, I think that's definitely, even if you guys can get together and actually, just pick a clip, you can do it, a Zoom call and share the screen and actually have you, you know, just talking and about it would be the best idea, right? I mean the uploading stuff would be, you know, uh, another stuff, but what the goal of it is actually to know the technology but actually also get to see that side of you,
Right.
and just have fun with it. I mean, that's literally what this whole thing is about, is having fun and getting to learn and doing new things, because I definitely think that a lot of you guys really want to do this, whether it be the technology aspect of it, or the, on camera, which is both sides are fun, don't get me wrong, because I had definitely fun being on camera while doing scripted audio, scenes, and behind the scenes too, working the camera, working the mics, and doing all this stuff, which is eventually what we are going to be teaching you guys, me and Jackie, and we're going to be learning as well as Bob and
Ron.
Mr. Ron.
Yeah. So I think the good news is try it, and don't get me wrong, but if you're not successful or it's tough or whatever, that's okay. Bring as much as you know, and then you'll have specific questions to ask. So to
Yes.
not be successful is okay. That's part of the learning, because now sometimes failure is where your real education is, or something you're not capable of doing. And then some specific questions to ask, and it'll be real good. And whatever you don't know is good for everybody else to hear, because you might run into something that others didn't, but they would later on. That's how we all learn. And Bob and I will be learning off of it too. Like you heard Bob, you could see by what he was doing, the positioning the cameras around. We all work on, you kind of overshot the target, there. So that's just learning about what's going on and learning how fast it moves. That's just practice. So what do you think about that, Victor? You ready for that one? As
Yeah, I think.
the instructor for the
Yeah, I
next
think
meeting?
that's. I think that's the big key here for, for our team, which eventually is gonna hopefully, it's gonna be a bigger team. It's all about, you guys just wanting to put in the work, because at the end of the day, we're gonna show this, we're gonna broadcast this, we're gonna, show people, hey, we can do this, we got the ability. And Ron and Mr. Allen and Bob, they're just, there to, as some chaperones, and we got to put in all the work. So it all comes down to whether you want it, and whether you're going to put in the work. And like I said, it's about having fun. And if you guys can't tell, I'm really excited and I'm really looking forward to it. And, it's all about just going out there and, giving it what you got. Because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. We've all, witnessed that. Even in the news, people mess up. People sometimes throw an F-bomb or whatever. But I mean, literally, guys, do it, try it out. Even put in the bloopers if you want. The bloopers are fun. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be an easy task. Just try it. Even if you don't even know anything about sports and you came here, you want to be part of the group because you're interested in the technology aspect of it, give it a shot. We all start somewhere.
Well said, well said. And as Jackie, we got, for those who didn't hear, last year, the girls basketball played an away game. Well, we didn't know how to do something. Jackie called me up on the cell phone, and we live streamed the equivalent of a podcast description of the game. So what we're doing, and this is something very, very important I want to get across to everybody, okay? We're not learning how to create content. We're learning how to show content to a wide local audience in the best possible way we can, okay? So this is the learning process. And my suggestion, anybody, who wants to get in and learn the technology, which I think you should, okay? At least let Mr. Merson know, and we'll arrange to get whatever's required so that you can get onto campus right now and you can put your hand on that joystick. I will tell you that Principal Garcia last Friday, a week ago Friday, came down for a demonstration. And I was sitting in front of there and she said, "Can you let me sit down, Ron?" What was her expression?
Her face, a big grin. She jumped on there and grabbed a hold of the joystick, and without us explaining anything, she cruised right through the whole thing. She did better than we could ever. She's very tech savvy. She's into this. So
this is something that you as students, okay, have an opportunity to get a career education started, okay? Who knows what it's going to be in 3 years, but one thing we do know, when sports do start up at the high school level, there are not going to be an unlimited number of fans in the gym or the stadium. So the need for being able to stream this, not only for parents and grandparents to see it and friends, but it's the college coaches that are looking for high school students to give scholarships are going to have a better opportunity than they ever had.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we got a starting team together. Okay. And Ron, we have everybody's contact information who's here.
Contact information.
Hey, Jonathan, did you send me an email already, or you're going to?
Already sent it.
I didn't receive it, so I don't know what's going on. So, and I looked in the junk.
I'm not sure if I was supposed to put BB or CC.
No, it would be. No, it's just Ron Merson at hotmail.com is the address. That's your question.
Let me try to read. Let me
Yeah.
try to read.
Okay.
I want to say something else.
Sure.
Did anybody see there's an ad or a an ad, right? You would call it what is it called? Commercial. There's a commercial about this mom taking her son to a swim meet. And what happened is she leaves him at it's COVID. It's a COVID commercial, promoting, using the face mask, et cetera, et cetera. So the lady leaves the son at the meet and she stays in the van and pulls out her phone and she's literally watching the meet from her phone. So like that is like the prime example of what we're trying to do. We're trying to get, parents who are not going to be able to be at the game, especially, top rated athletes around the county, especially, in our league, the Citrus Coast League, we have Malibu, parents from Malibu. Well, I know, Malibu's very parent savvy or whatever you guys want to call it, very supportive of their athletes, So swim meet, she was watching it, and the kid comes out, and obviously, she gives him a hug and stuff. But that's essentially the whole point of this. And not only that, but, like Bob said, we don't know what, if this technology is going to blow up in the next, 2 to 3 years, and get a career out of it. Not only that, but you're also, if you're into journalism, like we said in the last meeting, this is a big opportunity, get your foot in the door. And if it's not in the door, start knocking, by doing this or get the experience, it's all about, trying there,
Victor,
Victor,
I'm gonna.
you're right on. I want to say one thing and I want to put it up in my backdrop. Okay.
Yep.
That's Albert Einstein. Okay.
Victor, yeah. Victor, I want to add on to what you said there. Two things. First of all, about if we get sports like basketball in the gym or soccer out on the field, we're pretty certain that spectators will not be allowed into the gym or to the soccer or to the bleachers. So that is going to become what you just said, very important for us to be able to broadcast, live stream so the parents can watch it. And the really good news about that even further is you can have people long distance, grandparents watching, or like Bob was talking about the sport, colleges looking at. And I go back to a story, reminded me of a story that when we were doing the Christmas parade one year, and Bob was live streaming the Christmas parade, a council member, John Proctor, was, I think it was Tennessee or Kentucky or something, watching the parade live, called Peggy Kelly, the announcer, and talked to her while she was announcing the parade from back east, saying what a great parade in Santa Paula. So that's kind of cool stuff when you get this, that parents can watch it or grandparents from long distance. And it is archived. That's another good thing. It's archived. You can look at it forever.
Yeah, and you know what was real interesting, and this goes back 12 years. We were doing something live streaming football in high school, and Westlake High School qualified to play in the championship. And we live streamed it, and they set up in Afghanistan at one of the military bases for all of the veterans who were alumni of Westlake to
That's
be
great.
able to watch the game.
So we have a lot of opportunities here to
Yeah.
do some things that it's going to be great. I mean, the public's watching what we're doing and they're happy about it. We're hearing nothing but positive. So Bob, did you have anything else?
No, I think it's the start of the first really good meeting we've had as a team. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'd
And-
like to keep it going like that. Jackie, do you have anything to say to the rest of the team?
I'm really excited, guys. I really want this to go well, and hopefully we do get some sports so everyone can get some practice. Because I mean, it's not necessarily what you know, but when you put it to the task, like you learn as you go, and when you do it, it just helps you understand the process even better. As Ron said about learning, the Cal Poly slogan, learning to do,
Learning by doing.
learning by doing. Yeah, there you go.
That's
Okay. Well,
Also,
if
don't be afraid to
everybody's
speak up.
okay. Well, thanks
Okay,
for
well-
coming and joining us today. You know, does anybody else have any last questions? I'm not hearing any. Okay, well, thank you
Okay.
for coming. We appreciate it. You got 2 weeks to do your homework for Victor. He'll be grading you in 2 weeks, see how you're doing. If
It'll
you
be
think of
fun.
anything, any projects, Jackie, you can think about that for a couple of weeks. If you got something else, that'll be great. Okay, so have a nice day. Stay dry out there. Be safe.